and welcome. My name is Pierre. I'm from Connecto, and I'm here today to talk to you about Facebook without analytics, or actually making Facebook campaigns without analytics. That sounds a bit strange, maybe, because isn't that like driving a car with your eyes closed, not seeing the results of what you're doing and so on? But actually, I'll get back to it a bit later. It's not as crazy as it sounds, but we have to start somewhere else. We have to start with, why do you want to be on Facebook at the first place? The reason you want to be at Facebook is the same reason you want to do Google Ads or whatever you're doing online. That is to create sales for a business, to have interaction with potential customers, to make them buy whatever you sell, sign up for a newsletter, download your PDF form, call you on the phone, whatever is important for you, for them to take off next steps so they can become your customers. Okay, so Facebook is no different in that way than any other media. And you can have this sales creation element. You can do two things. You can either create awareness, letting people know who you are, and you can create sales, making them take the selling actions that I mentioned before. And Facebook is very good at the first part. It's designed as a media where you can easily share information and so on. You browse around, and that means that the very easy for users to find your message and so on, can be distributed. That's very good. The problem with Facebook from a sales perspective is actually that the same dynamics that I mentioned before also creates a problem for you getting them out of Facebook, getting them to take the actions that you want to take over on your website, to make them download the PDF, to make them call you and so on. And you actually want to take people eventually from the Facebook universe over to your own universe, because that's the only way you can really own the customers. You want to make sure that you can retarget them. If you want to do this, you want to make sure that you have the email and so on. So you want to have some hooks to get into the customers so that you own them and Facebook doesn't own them. So you have to make sure that they go from the Facebook universe into your universe. And that's actually the big problem with Facebook. It's very good at the part where you create awareness. It's easy to post, maybe you're lucky, it gets shared and so on, but it sort of stays there. At Connecto we see a lot of data from a lot of websites, and we see this very clearly, that we don't see that much traffic going into a website from Facebook, actually very little. Facebook is the best social media channel you can have. It's the channel that we see that our customers gets the most traffic from, but it's still very, very little traffic you get from social media in general, and also from Facebook, compared to the other channels such as direct or SEO and so on. So that means the data has shown us, and we also know this from experience talking to the customers, that you don't really get that much sales from Facebook, because it's difficult to get users from the Facebook universe over to your website. And also we can see when we analyze the data that the chance of a Facebook user of converting into a business goal once they are on the website is actually lower than from some of the other channels. So it means that the quality of the users you get over from Facebook is not as good as if it were a direct user or a SEO user. So somehow, we don't know why, we can just see the data, they have a lower conversion ratio than some of the other channels. So the quality is not that good. And then that actually has taken us back to why analytics is not so important in Facebook and so on. Because if that's the case from your business, and it probably is, you can use Facebook to create awareness, share and so on, interact with your customers, build your brand and awareness and so on, but you can't really close the sales. Then what do you really want to monetize in this one, in this scenario here, knowing that it's not going to help you sell directly. Of course it's going to help yourself indirectly, because you build up your brand and awareness and so on, and eventually that means that you have a relationship with your customers, and then you can sell. But to measure it as a sales channel itself wouldn't probably make that much sense to you, because you would know from advance it wouldn't work that well. So the effort and setup you need to set up, trying to measure this and see how it works and so on, of course it's nice to have, but maybe it's better off, or your time is better off spent creating better content, sharing and so on. So what you really want to measure on Facebook is actually the reach, because that's the most significant element that you can get out of Facebook, is how many people saw my posts. The last post that I did, was it performing better and worse than the other one? And then the reflection, what did I say in my last post that was working well? How come the previous one didn't work well? But that doesn't really have so much to do with analytics, because analytics will just tell you this amount of money, this amount of users saw the first post, this amount of users saw the second one. And then it's the reflection. How come this one is worse or better than the other one? That has nothing to do with analytics. That has more to do with the content and the message and so on that you shared. So that points more towards you and your communication than it has to do with actual numbers. So that's why we think it's actually pretty fair to claim that you shouldn't spend that much time analyzing Facebook. Of course, it's not a channel that you shouldn't use. You should use it because it's very good at creating awareness and so on. But trying to over-measure the effect of Facebook is not really necessary, because the output, unless your business is very different from the rest, is basically measure how your content is shared, try to learn what works and what doesn't work, the dynamics of how come it's shared and not shared and so on, how do people react to the messages. That has more to do with quality than numbers. And then the sales part, how many people come from Facebook onto your site. If your site is like everybody else's or the average site, then yes, there will come some, not that many, because they would come to your website from other elements. So don't try to over-analyze this part as well, because it will work, but not as well as some of the others for you. So that's actually how come we would say do Facebook, but do it under the right conditions. Create awareness, reflect on the awareness, and don't figure out too much how you can make Facebook sell for you, because chances are you can't really, not in a direct way. Of course it helps selling and branding and so on, but don't expect sales on Facebook. And from that, don't spend too much time analyzing it, because you would spend your time unwisely compared to what you could have done with the same hours in different areas of your business. And that's it. I hope this was interesting and made a bit of sense for you. Please sign up for other posts like this, and check our website connector.com for more information.